Hey, I'd like to welcome everybody to our meeting this evening. Go ahead and call meeting to order. All those present, if you could please rise, join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Hensy,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Chairman Urbina.
Yes. Commissioner absences.
Should
So
we push a pause on that till maybe further in the agenda, just to,
I'm fine with that.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I have heard from both Tom and Alex, they, if able, are gonna join remotely, but that might not be a possibility. So,
Alex is trying to join right now, but he's having issues. The link on our website is not working. So Tom, if you can hear me, if you could send Commissioner Wilsey another invitation as a panelist, that would be great.
I'll shoot him an invite right now.
Thank you.
So how about this? I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion to excuse Commissioner Sudich's absence today.
Second. Second. I'm just asking a question.
No, I made a motion.
Yeah. Roll call vote, Tony?
Commissioner Hensy,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes,
Chairman Urbina.
Yes.
it sounds like Alex is trying to join. If Tom can join, then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter, but
Right.
it sounds like he might not be able to make it.
Thank you. Any communications, Tanya?
No communications.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of our February 27th meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Commissioner Hensy,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Chairman Urbina.
Yes. That gets us to vouchers.
I'll move that we approve accounts payable vouchers 2000871 through 2000955 for a grand total of $271,281.49.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Commissioner Hensy,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes,
Chairman Urbina.
Yes.
and there's Commissioner Wilson.
We have a quorum. Sorry. I did hear from President of the union, and there is no report tonight. So we'll go down to chief's reports.
Great, we'll start with Chief Meyer.
Yeah, good evening. Just wanted to report that we're in the middle of interviews for the USAR FEMA task force. And so we have 7 people and we're trying to fill 3 spots on the USAR task force. So those interviews are today and tomorrow. Unless there's any questions, that's the end of my report.
Booth?
All right, couple quick things. As you guys may have seen on social media, Fox Island Bridge will be closing for overnight work. It's going to be closed to all citizens, but they will allow emergency traffic to go over. There was a little bit of confusion about how long that delay would be. I was able to confirm with the county yesterday. This is a 1 to 2 minute delay from the time that they received notification. So we've got a plan in place. Our first responders are going to be making a call immediately when they get dispatched. So there should be minimal delay, if any, getting on to the island on Thursday night, and that's from 10 p.m. to midnight. There is a potential for a closure next Thursday, the 21st, but the times and the duration and the how long it would last is unclear right now. And so once we have further information, we'll be sharing that with the organization and mitigating how to manage that. Late last week, I got the tail end of the Northwest Leadership Seminar down in Portland. It was fantastic. I missed day 1 with Gordon Graham and another speaker that I'm not even sure who she was. But I think the highlight for me was POW Captain Plum, who spent 6 years in captivity in Vietnam. And it was remarkable to hear his story and how that experience has led to just an unbelievable life of resilience. So super encouraging. It was really, really cool. And there were some really good people down there. Lastly, Sunday was the firefighter tower climb. Gig Harbor fielded a team of 12, of which I was one. As of Monday, we raised $21,881 for the cause. The fastest over 50 on our team, now we're only 2 over 50 on our team, but the fastest was retired Chief Nixon. And I did okay. I was 41 out of 120 between 50 and 59. So if you cut the group down, I actually did pretty darn well. Looking at the big number, I wasn't thrilled with my time, but it was an awesome event as always. And we were really glad to be part of that and help raise money for the cause. So that's it for me.
Chief Goldenberg, did you have anything? It was, okay.
I don't.
So, today, Travis gave us a presentation at Command and General Staff about where we're at in IT and technology and where we're headed in the future, which is pretty exciting also. So I asked Travis during the chief's time to bring it here. So I'll just turn it over to Travis.
All right, thank you, Chief. Good evening, Commissioners. So as soon as Connie brings this up, we'll go into it. So like Chief said, we're kind of going to split this in two areas, and I'll go just real high level. We went in depth with Command and General Staff earlier. So we're gonna split this in two. We're gonna talk about the consortium migration. So this is moving everything off of Central Pierce. And then projects that we have in works that's just internal technology projects that we have working. First thing that we'll talk about is help desk support, our domains, Active Directory and Azure Cloud, email, Microsoft 365, our cell phones, desktops, circuits, and stations. And again, I'll go real high level. So we are now, everyone within Gig Harbor Fire now calls myself or our technical specialist, Mike, for any help desk. So it all comes to us and then we funnel it from there. We're handling most tier 1 and tier 2 supports. And we've been doing this since August. It's been working really well. So we have our own ticketing system. We're working through calls and we still deal with Central Pierce a little bit, some on the server side, some more advanced email issues that we have until we totally transition over. One thing that we did, it took a while to get our gigharborfire.org domain. So your domain, that's our name. You know, when we go to our website, your email and all that, it took a while for it to transfer over to us. And then during that time, we actually created a new one so we could do some back-end work and get some prep done before this migration. One thing we've decided to do is go into the cloud. So Azure Cloud is Microsoft's cloud. And what that means is we used to have physical servers in this building. Now those servers are going to be in the cloud and they're in two different huge data centers in two different parts of the United States. So we have some good redundancy. So we started working on that. We started creating our users, roles and responsibilities. We're doing dual factor authentication, which we don't have now. So you guys are probably familiar with that with your banks and all that kind of stuff. So we're making sure that we have that all set up. Our email migration, the server is actually set up. We're going to be testing 2 or 3 users this week to see how that migration goes. We still have some backend stuff that we still need to do, but we're looking probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks to start migrating everybody over onto the online version, the cloud version of it. With that, we purchased Microsoft 365 and we ended up going with the government license. So we have 2 different versions of license that we're going with. And it gives us the whole gamut of everything Microsoft with that. So with Microsoft Teams, our SharePoint sites, moving everything off of our file server into SharePoint. So all of our folders and files and stuff, we're going to move that all to SharePoint. And then moving all of our personal stuff that we have on our H drive into our OneDrive migration. So there's a lot. And then with that is a ton of apps. You've probably seen them all that are out there that are planner, bookings, forms. There's a ton of stuff in Microsoft 365 now. Cell phones, just a couple things on this. We transferred, everything was under Central Pierce with Verizon, and we actually created a FirstNet. If you haven't heard about FirstNet, AT&T FirstNet. Back in the day, they didn't have the best reception around here. They've really grown and a lot more towers are being installed. We've done some pretty good testing, and so we're gonna start bringing users over to FirstNet and start using some of the features that they give us for being public safety, which is unlimited data. It's our own lane of the highway, kind of a deal. Nobody else can get on it. We were very successful in other organizations that I've worked with transferring people over there, and it's been pretty smooth, and we're the only one on that. So when we have a big event, we're still up and running with our cell phones. So desktop and laptop, we are replacing all of our desktop and laptops throughout the department. We have some pretty old systems out there. So we did an inventory and we're creating standards on what the station should have and all that. So we're working through all that. So, and by the end of 24, we will have all brand new computers within the district. So Circuits, so this is pretty exciting. This is what we call our fiber. So fiber that's coming to all of our stations. We are upgrading right now. We're really slow, as far as our speeds here. So we're really increasing it. So just in this, we have 50 megabits per second is what our speed is for this entire building, and sharing it with 58, we're going to 1,000. So we're really improving it. And it's the concerns that we've heard from the crews on the line that, it's just, so we're actually upgrading all that. And that's gonna happen. We should be done within the next 60 days. So all of our stations will actually be upgraded with that. To go back on that, there's only one station that we will not have fiber to, and that's station 54. There is no fiber in that area, and there's nothing in the next 2 years. So we're gonna have to look at alternative ways to get them a little bit better speeds out of station 54. So that would be either using your LTE or maybe a Starlink and getting some kind of satellite back in on that. Station networks, we're working with a consultant to build out all of our networks, which is new Wi-Fi, new switches, all the firewalls, our connection to South Sound 911 and Central Pierce, all that stuff we're working hard on. Station alerting. So we're putting our plan together and should start working on that here shortly. So that's part of the work that we're doing with just the migration. So that's moving over. So this next update is our technology, just things that we're working internally. So situational awareness, our vehicle connectivity, station 53 tower, our strategic network planning, our AV, including this room, radios and comm, and then the bond projects. So situational awareness, you might have heard about this. This is called Intera. So this is just a sit-stat monitor that we share with all Central Pierce. So there's 4 or 5 departments that are using this. So we set up all of our users. So we have accounts on the engines, all of our apparatus, all the chiefs have accounts. So just give them a good situational awareness. It sees all the information that comes from CAD, all the CAD notes. The only thing you can see our stations on there. You can see the couple incidents that popped up. So this is live and running. The only thing that we don't have working yet is our AVL. And so that's tracking our apparatus as they're moving around our district. And that's something that we'll be working on with South Sound 911. With that is improving our vehicle connectivity. We have a lot of dead spots in our district where it's really low, 1 or 2 bars, or it's very slow for us when we're doing things. So we're gonna put cradle point routers in all of our engines with powered external antennas so that we just have better coverage everywhere we go. And then it also gives us our GPS so that we can feed it into our situational awareness software. So
Tell them a little bit about that install and uplift with Mobility Bros and why you did that.
Yeah, so one thing I found when I got here is getting installs on vehicles for upfits is very difficult. And what I mean by that is it's about 6 months out by the time you say, hey, I need something installed before they can get you in. There's just not that many installers around here. And they're very expensive compared to what I've seen in the past. So we put the call out, and we actually Cradle Point, that's who we use our routers from. They said, we might have somebody that can come in and do some installs, and they're a remote company, and they just drive a technician in and do. So we're testing them out. They're doing installs next Tuesday for us on 5 apparatus. Or 3 apparatus and 2 staff vehicles. So we'll see how they do. They came in very reasonable. So we'll see how that works out for us. And we'll report back on how that, because if this works, this is a game changer for us versus what we've been doing in the past, where it's taken 6 months and getting line and very, very expensive. So strategic network planning. So I think you guys have probably heard about the station 53 tower. So we've been, the city of Tacoma Communications has reached out to us saying, hey, we would like to put a tower at station 53 because of the issues that they have with McNeil Island Tower that's out there. So we started thinking about it, we're like, well, if they're gonna put a tower at their stations, how could we use this to improve our communication within our district? And then with that, we've also been reached by Verizon about putting a tower at station 55 and other places within the district. So we're like, well, we need to come up with a plan. This isn't something that's in my wheelhouse of expertise. So we hired a consultant to help us, and it's Cornock. So, and they are coming in, and we're looking at future tower builds within our district. And then also working with Penlight, City of Gig Harbor, other school districts and hospitals, because we're all in the same boat. We're struggling with connectivity in the area. And I know Chief has been going around and talking with them, and we have a meeting next Thursday, I believe, to start that conversation with them. So some exciting stuff could be happening potentially within our district as far as getting this better cell phone coverage, better radio coverage, all of that. So Audio and visual, so some things we're gonna finish the install in here that's going on. We're gonna move a camera that's out of the Cedar room and actually put it here so that we have full coverage of cameras during the meetings. We're gonna replace that TV with a new modern TV. We're also gonna put another 8-inch TV on this side so you guys can see it on both sides. And then for our live streaming, right now we're using Zoom, but with our license that we purchased with Microsoft, we get what we call Teams Premium. It's actually designed for city council meetings, all this. It's actually what it was designed for. So we'll be able to use that and be able to live stream it. So we're gonna change the way that we do business with that. So another exciting thing that we're gonna do is our day room, our station day rooms. Right now, when we do our Zoom meetings in the morning for our morning briefings, they just jump on either on the cell phones or they get on the lieutenant's computer. We're gonna put it in the day room. They have the big TV in there. We're gonna put a camera, we're gonna put a sound system in there so that they can actually be a part as a group to the training and the briefings that we're gonna be doing. So especially when we get the training center built, remote training is huge. So we can leave them in their station and they can still do training here and be with that. Radios and communication, I'm pretty sure Chief's been talking about the single system project for quite a while. So we're moving forward is at the elected officials area right now. We're gonna do some 700 true up. Our license skyrocketed, so we're gonna true up our licenses and figure out exactly how many we need, kind of clean that up. And then obviously do some radio inventory and some updates that need to be done. And then set up our Bluetooth with our new SCBAs. That's gonna be something that we're working on here really quick. So we're gonna get that going, so. Obviously with all of our bond, there's a ton of technology in that. It's, it's all new cabling, it's all external badge readers, our security cameras, our internal and external Wi-Fi. One of the things that we got from visiting with crews is having Wi-Fi on the outside of the station is huge because they're outside doing training and they still want that connectivity that they don't usually have until they're in the building. So we're gonna improve that for them. And then the training center is gonna be a massive IT work on that. There's just a ton of technology that goes in that with our 2 different classrooms and the burn buildings. And so there's a lot of fun stuff. And then getting fiber down to that area will be one of our projects as well. So, and then with that, we just normally have our run the business stuff that goes on. So obviously we get calls every day. We have different levels of support that we deal with, and our training, we got a lot going on. Our technology budget on how it's gonna be throughout the years, trying to project that out. So with that, this is a quick, and you can't read it, but this is our quick little status that we have, where we're at in projects. And then we put this out on how we can help. We're really pushing the self-help for our users on the field to really look at Google, YouTube, use the AI stuff that's out there. And there's a ton of information out there. And so that's it. So I'm open for questions or comments, or I know that was a lot, really quick and a lot of technology stuff. So, but we're busy.
Travis went into a lot more depth and we'd be happy to, but I wanted him to give you an overview. We made the choice to leave the consortium. And you could see that this was the right choice. Not only internally for the things that we need to do, but also to take us to the future, to take this department to 2030. The projects that Chief Oldenburg and Travis are working on with these towers and bringing connectivity, just not only for us, but the community, is really thinking outside the box. And so we're excited to engage with Cornock and like I said, we're not experts in this, so we need some help. But we see an incredible opportunity, especially with that tower at Fox Island to get us started. And then will that create connectivity in our whole district. So I'm excited. Yeah.
If we provide the land for them to put up the tower, we're getting some benefit from it.
Well, that's so when they first came and said, we want to put a tower to help the 800 system. Well, we're not on the 800 system. So I said at the beginning, here's what's not going to happen. You're not going to build something on our property to help the 800 system and the system not come together. That doesn't do it any good. So what we've done is we've been looking at different options. Do we build it ourselves? And do we contract with another company to build it? Do we own it? Do they build it? We own it, all those things, right? And now we're just dumb firefighters and we need a little help. And that's why we've asked Cornock to come in, knowing that they're representing our district and our district's interest. And so Chief Oldenburg and Travis Cornock met with the city of Tacoma and got them connected. And now we're working through that. It could be anything here's what's not gonna happen. They're not gonna build it on our property and it doesn't serve us, right? So I don't know how to answer it, but that won't happen.
Well, I just know that, it used to be when they came to a business or someplace they wanted to build a tower, it was like, you get so much a month, you
Yeah.
get paid for them to have a tower on your property, you get paid so much a month. That's why I was wondering if, I don't have time to change, but if there's gonna be some benefit of some sort for us to allow them to build on our property.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have a little, just to be frank, we have a little power right now because we don't have any with the 800 or the 700 system. Tacoma and the 800 system needs this. And we need it too. We're gonna be great partners. They're awesome to work with. We really appreciate working with Tacoma. They've been great. They understand our needs and we're gonna be able to have a win-win with them. Just what's that look like? We need a little help from a professional. Yeah.
I think there's a real opportunity there, as the son of the person who did all the licensing for Kitsap 911 for their radio system and engineered and built all their towers. If you own it, there's opportunities to get all kinds of resources on it. And, they pay to do it, so.
And, we didn't get into the dreaming there, but we got a lot of other dreaming from, how we connect our engines. And so there's a whole much more to come, but we didn't have a lot of time to dive into that. Maybe that's another day that we tell you some of our, exciting dreams too.
I mean, whatever direction we take though, if we wind up having towers on our facilities that cover our district, then regardless of how the radio system shakes out in the future, we know that this area will be covered.
Yeah, and it
And we
doesn't
let
just
others-
have to be LMR or radio. It can be digital, it can be wireless, it can be satellite. So we're thinking of the future rather than the past. So
Yep.
it's pretty exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Got a few things going on.
Yeah, as you can see by his workload. In fact, all that radio stuff that he showed him, I just walked into his office a week ago and said, you now have all the radio stuff too.
Nice work. Thank you. Any further questions?
The only thing I wanted to finish with, sorry, is, so I emailed you tomorrow's, the dignitaries from Taiwan are coming in, just wanted to remind you of that, and you're welcome to be here. In fact, I got a new updated schedule, I'll send it to you right now so that you have it. And, that's all I wanted to remind you. So I'll send it right now.
Any standing committee reports? Seeing none, I do not have a report for this evening. That gets us to the bond update.
Good evening. So, as normal, just working my way through the projects that are, kind of currently going on, things happening. Station 5357, I met with the contractor in, Pierce County. Had a pre-construction meeting at 53 on Monday, went well. The contractor has the building, you'll start seeing things happening. Fencing goes up Monday. Exterior excavation and some of that will start taking place on Monday as well. So it's well underway at 53. The training campus, so it's kind of been slow. There's been a lot of activity that really nobody sees but me and potentially Chief Corrigan as I run everything kind of by him. But today we got some good news. The commercial development permit is conditionally approved, so we should be seeing that. And that's the big thing that comes before the rest of the permits. So that was a big step. I am signing we have signed a groundwater monitoring agreement, bond agreement. So that's part of the health department's requirements. And then redoing some of the easement paperwork that was not correct. So once those things are in, I expect it to be moving relatively quickly. We're correcting a couple things in the tower that we found. That's the one thing now that may take a couple weeks to get structural calculations completed for the things that we're changing. Station 51, I am meeting with Penlight on Monday. Penlight currently has an easement that goes across the middle of the property and back. when we start that project, the whole site's getting, cleared and that easement and the power line that's underground needs to go away. So I'm meeting with the electrical engineer in Penlight on Friday. Friday's a big day for 51, so that meeting is in the morning. That immediately goes into some interior finishings, meeting, with the interior designer and the architect. Get an hour break and then, I will be sitting with, the architect and, Rice Fergus for reviewing our first submittal package to the city of Gig Harbor for Station 51. So, Station 50 is the last one that is kind of having some work happen. I just received about an hour ago, the contract from RFM, and that contract is strictly to work on the emergency roof repair. So we can get the roof re-engineered, submitted permits and fix the roof. And that's our first step. Once we get through that process going, then we will look at our hopes and dreams and what we're gonna do or hope to do on the other side with putting it back together and maybe some potential changes. Is there any questions? That's all I got.
Thank you, Chief Johnson.
Thank you.
All right, so next item on the agenda is an executive session pursuant to RCW 4230-110-1G to review the performance of a public employee. That session we'll start with 30 minutes and then we'll return at 5:57. Thank you. Still in the,
Nope, we're back.
Rebecca?
Has Tom put us back?
Yeah, it didn't have the executive session screen.
Okay. Are we back on one? I see white eyes. There we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We don't have any old business or new business for this evening. The next item is open public comment. If you're online, please raise your hand so we know that you would like to speak, and you'll state your name for the record. You'll have 3 minutes. I'm not seeing anyone with a hand raised. So that gets us to good of the order.
Well, the special event, I guess it's tomorrow afternoon, where we have the delegation from Taiwan coming. I just wanted us to discuss amongst ourselves if any of the board is planning to attend that, to make sure that we don't have more than 2 commissioners there. I am not planning.
I'm not either.
I will.
Okay,
And I don't think Tom would be there.
Okay.
Because of what's going on. And Alex, you planning on coming tomorrow? No, okay, so that covers that.
okay, just making sure.
Any other good of the order?
I just have a reminder that all of the commissioners need to file their F1s with the Public Disclosure Commission before April 15th.
Thank you for that. Reminder. Done. I've got mine completed because of your email. Any special interest upcoming events? Okay, seeing none, I'll move that we adjourn the meeting. Our next regular meeting will be held on Tuesday, March 26th at 5 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.